Hey everybody. Sorry for the late upload. I know normally I upload my videos on Fridays, but I had to think about what episode I want to do this one, especially when it's a Halloween weekend coming up and all that. I thought this would be a great addition to this Halloween fiesta that's going on. Or I should say, I would like to talk about fear. Now, why did I choose fear as a Halloween edition? Well, I'll tell you why. Is because fear it plays the most important role in our life, everyday life, like you wouldn't believe. I mean, it's what controls society, it's what controls our life, it's what controls our conscience. It literally controls everything. Like you may not even realize that it does, but it does. It really does. But here's the cool thing about fear that you don't even realize or recognize that fear doesn't always necessarily mean a bad thing. It can also mean a good thing. I mean, some part of fear can store order, but no one should live life in fear, being scared of who they are and all that. But the coolest part about it, though, that I find, that fear brings out the truth in people. And I don't mean the ones who are scared, I mean the one who's inflicting the fear. The reason why I did this video on Halloween is because with that sole purpose of that individual person comes out who they are, who they really are. I mean, think why many people love Halloween. It's not because it's a candy. Well, some people may argue me on that one. There are good candies out there, but besides the point, when you go out and you pick out your costume, and you're looking for that very specific costume, especially if you pre-plan Halloween a month or two before. Some people plan Halloween a year before. But when you find that specific costume, you tend to think or relate to yourself without even realizing. Like, for example, Jason Voorhees. He's like the machete axe slaying, killing guy from like summer camps and stuff who like to kill people or not, or has a murderous thing. Or Michael Myers, who likes to skin people or kill people for fun. Just like Chainsaw Massacre, or Leatherface, who likes to put on people or wear people's skin to feel close, I guess. And people that goes out and buy these kind of costumes are just sadistic as these characters. Not on the outside, but on the inside. Because this is the funny part. No one really truly knows what other people are thinking and what they're thinking inside. Not unless you have the ability to have mind reading. But what these people who pick these are usually are a psychopath or physiopath. Same for people who goes out and buy a fairy costume or a sexy cat litter costume or something like that. It's the fetish. It brings out the real you. It is literally the one time of the year where you get to be you, the real you from the inside. Like you can pretty much, for 365 days a year, this is our costume. We put on our face and put our best attitude every day. But really, behind these masks is the real you. The one that finds it funny to kill people or funny to watch other people in pain or find it, or in fact, there are people who like to pick out a superhero costume like Spider-Man, Superman, or Hulk, or the people who feel like they want to be a hero or they dreamed of being a hero to somebody else. The same as someone who picks a Cupid outfit. Is a person who wants love or wants to find love. Each costume represents its own unique utilities about it. So therefore, fear plays a key role into that. Because we're scared of being who we truly are for 365 days. Just because we don't know whether people may react or how they feel about us. In fact, it scares us right to the corner of not wanting to reveal our true self. Which is why we have somewhat of a relationship, especially with your girlfriend or boyfriend. They kind of know the person you really are, but at the same time, don't, because really, the best secret, the greatest secret of them all, is the real self that no one ever sees. Like, I believe there's something about, I heard that Japanese believe in the different belief that there are three faces. There's one that everybody sees. There's one that your friend sees. And then there's one you only see in your own mirror, in reflection. Which I thought that was a kind of a cool thing to think about. I mean, when you're out in public, no one knows you, and people will see you differently. But when you're in your friends, people see you as either a kind person or a mean person or whatever person that you show them. But when you're by yourself, completely utterly alone, that's the real you that no one will ever get to know, except on Halloween. My theory is that on Halloween, people pick out their costume, whether it's a different costume every year or the same costume every year. Because behind those costumes, behind those face, that's the real them. That's sometimes how they feel. Like if they put on a Michael Myers costume, deep down, they want to kill somebody because somebody made them angry throughout that year. Or someone who's put on a Superman costume. Behind that Man of Steel is a person who feels weak or useless or feels powerless, that they want to be a hero, become a superhero, and go out there and do something about the world. So therefore we use our costume as our expression, as we would use for poetry, to view our words, to mend our words, which I find is incredible because to me that's what Halloween is, and that's why it's literally my favorite time of the year, because that's when everybody becomes real. It's where the dead becomes life. It's when the world finally truly sees itself for one whole night. Whether it's for the candy, whether it's for the party, or something. But if you really think about it, I want you to think about it this Halloween. It's when you go out, look at the kids that are going trick-or-treating. Look at them wanting the candy. If you notice, if we're going to go religious a little bit here, with the seven sin, candy, kids is either greed or gluttony, because they're always going to want more, or they have too much. Then you have the parties. You have the guys dressed up as sexy men or sailors or whatever they want to be. Same as a woman who dress up as a sexy woman wearing almost half naked clothes, or full on awesome, amazing cosplay clothes. Those can be represented as lust or pride. Then you have people who wears like Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger or something like that, who tend to get angry a lot or not. Then they have rage or anger, thoughtfulness, or something like that. To be honest, I don't know a whole seven sin that I thought of with. I thought I had it on the top of my head, but I guess not. But still, you kind of see my point, that everybody becomes the real self, because it is the one time of year where no one truly knows you, especially when you're wearing a mask. No one truly sees who you are. Therefore, you become the real self. So therefore, and that's just one vital part of fear. The other part of fear is with the government. It's where they have control many assets, like money, war, rules, laws, legacies, politics, like everything. And that can scare people to the corner because no one knows how to react or what to do. And yet, it's simple. If you band together with everybody else, we become pretty strong together. But we don't, because we either like the way things are, life is a little bit simple, a little bit easier, you tend to get on with your everyday daily lives. Okay, I get it. It's cool. But it's not cool when people die. It's not cool when people starving. There are a lot of people starving around the world. In fact, there are some places in the world that decided to build a homeless shelter, but not really a shelter, but like a home for the homeless, where they can get education, shower, get ready to go to job applications and stuff like that. Just like down some part of the state, there's these shower bars where homeless people can get in the shower to wash up to go find jobs, which is pretty brave and amazing that these people are helping other people to get back on their feet. Same as trying to eliminate a lot of world issues. But if you notice, world issues also another thing to fear. We're scared to be hungry. We're scared to lose our homes. We're scared not to have any money and be left on the street. We're afraid to be clothless because we don't want to appear weak. No one ever wants to feel weak, but yet you tend to show that you are. No one know why? Only you know why. Fear is what I find, it's what I like about it. I mean, one of the good things about fear is it lets you know that you're still alive. Or, well, actually, that's about pain. If you have pain, it tells you that you're still alive. Fear just means that you're human. You're absolutely human. Like, you're not a monster. No. I mean, if you feel, and if you're absolutely afraid of something, you're human. You're alive. You're like everybody else who is afraid of something. So, it's okay to be afraid of something rather than there is nothing else to be afraid. Like for me, I'm not really afraid of death. I'm not because really, if I think about it, in the end, everybody dies, and it's the inevitable, and everybody's afraid of the inevitable, but it's unavoidable. Like we all know, it's unavoidable. So it's kind of an acceptance. I mean, I didn't really fully accept it until 2 years ago when I had to go through a lot of health practice to find out what's going on. It was something like a health scare, I guess, that made me realize that at one point I thought I was didn't really have much to live for long or not, but I'm fine now. I'm healthy. I'm great. It's just that at that time you have that self revelation and self realization, and that was fear because I was afraid of what's going to happen with that. Then I sat down. I thought about it, and I realized a lot of things. And death isn't really the worst thing in the world. It's really not. I mean, compared to other things that are going on in the world, death is just a natural order. It's just a law of nature. So therefore, we must accept. I mean, you don't have to necessarily accept it, but just look at the bigger picture. So that's the thing about fear, though, is it helps you play with your mind and juggle your mind, what's realization, what's not. Especially with all these clown sightings that's going on down the states. I don't know if they're done or not. I mean, haven't really heard much better going on right now. I don't know if you guys have either, but with these clown sightings, strikes fear into other people, amps up the hysteria and all that. If you think about it, it's kind of silly to be afraid of clowns. I mean, really, there's just people behind a mask just thought it would be fun to spook people. Just laugh. I mean, that's kind of sad. It's sad as a clown, like a sad clown painting. That's pretty much that sad. I mean, yeah, nothing better thing to do, just run around the street or, what? Can you imagine? That's gotta be boring for you guys. Like, that's gotta be boring. Walking down the highway, street, just to hope to scare maybe one or a few people a night. I mean, you can't really use your phone. You're just walking. I can't really imagine that, to be honest. I can't really do that either. But still, fear is just a natural occurrence in our daily everyday life. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's one of the most natural things. And that's what I like about it because fear shows some control. It can literally control your life. I mean, like I said about Halloween, it's once a year everybody becomes who they truly are, what they really, really are from the inside rather than from the outside. Because 365 days, we're just a hardworking people working behind the desk all day, making a living, Then when Halloween comes around, you throw on that costume and you become real. Life is real. Especially for couples. They tend to find it kinky. Yeah, I guess. But Halloween is probably the biggest thing when it could contribute when it comes from fear. Because that's the one day everybody is looking forward to it. There is actually a great amount of people afraid of Halloween than there are people who love Halloween. I mean, I love Halloween just because people are going to be real and be who they are for themselves. Yes, in a sense, they're being fake because they're putting a mask and just going out there around. But I don't look at it that way. I look at that because they chose that mask because that's how they feel. Just for instance, someone would dress up as Joker and Harley Quinn. Maybe that couple feels like they would like to be Harley and Joker, that they want to be that hardcore. It means that they were willing to die for each other. Or if you think about like Defiance, like those two guys and the girl, his daughter, whatnot. They always use this phrase, which I find is an amazing phrase throughout the series, is that either we live or we die. Simple as that. And a lot of people would choose those careers because, well, simple enough, that's what they want. And that's what fear is that they give you what you want or they don't give you what you want. It's just simple mind trick. But fear is all it really is. It's in your head. It's not it's not really anything dangerous about it. It's not even fatal. It's just in your mind. If you get scared so much, it could kill you. I mean, yes, that has happened and it has been recorded that fear can kill you. It can surprise you, but it can. But like I said, fear is not necessarily fatal. I mean, I'm not a doctor nor a psychiatrist or anything, because fear is just simply playing your head and you're overreacting. You're just letting it, making it overreact in your head, and you're just making yourself scared, and you keep getting yourself scared, and then poof, light goes out. Gotta wake up, look at it logically, and see the clear picture. It's like sitting in the haunted house and you see spirits and roaming around all over the place. Fear is gonna haunt you. It's gonna make you want to run out of the house. But if you think logically, are they gonna harm you? Are you just gonna get up and leave? Are you gonna say something? Are you gonna do something? There's no such thing as no choice. There's always a choice of doing something. So that's what I want to recognize and let you know that there's always something you can do, and there's always will be something you can do. Anyway, I truly am sorry for this long video. If you tore through this, I thank you for watching this. I mean, I just want to talk about fear. I mean, I find it's more important. Well, I always say a lot about it when videos are more important, but still, I find it's important to recognize fear. I find it's important to recognize Halloween, that fear can contribute the 365 days to allow it to unleash to be who you really are, referring to as the belly of the beast on Halloween night. So I just want to say thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy your Halloween. So happy Halloween and have a nice Friday. See you next time.